Welcome to your read aloud for your exam. So the exam you're going to be taking today is called MOD for Modified Hydro P&P Processes and Properties exam. So when you click the link, you should find it. This read aloud should be right here for you, or I'm going to email it to you as well. Let's get started. You may use your notebook, but again, and as always, you may never ever Google the questions. Be sure you're only using your notebook as a reference. Question number 1, and remember you're going to have to pause me. I have a 15-minute time limit on this, so pause, answer the question, move on. Question number 1, which will cause an increase in runoff and infiltration in an area? Excessive rain, digging wells, or a drought? Question number 2. In the hydrological or water cycle, which process contributes to a decrease in groundwater levels? Evaporation, infiltration, precipitation. Question number 3. Which will most likely happen if a warm ocean current travels north or south from the equator? The current will become cooler, causing it to become more dense and sink, or the current will become warmer, causing it to become less dense and sink. Question number 4. Which is one way surface water may become groundwater? Infiltration, condensation, or evaporation? This diagram, question number 5. This diagram shows an image of the major ocean currents. What phenomenon is most likely responsible for the current circulation patterns? Coriolis effect or temperature differences? Question number 6. The data shows changes in the water level below the Earth's surface. On the x-axis, we have date of measurement. On the y-axis, we have depth to water below land surface in feet. Water below surface is the title of our graph. According to the data, during which period did the greatest amount of aquifer recharge occur? March 1st, 2000 to April 1st of 2000, or August 1st of 1999 to September 1st of 1999. Question number 7. The graph shows water table levels in an aquifer changing over a period of time. On the y-axis, we have year. On the x-axis, we have the year. On the y-axis, we have groundwater level below surface. Which most likely caused the change observed in the data over time? Decrease in the amount of recharge, increase in the amount of precipitation, or decrease in irrigation for farming? Question number 8. Look at the diagram to answer the question that follows. If a northern coastline such as the Norway coast is located near a warm water current, A, the climate will become warmer than normal for the latitude, or B, the climate will become colder than normal for the latitude. Question number 9. What statement describes most groundwater? A, groundwater is found in the space between rocks, gravel, and sand, or B, groundwater is isolated from surface water and moves in its own cycle. Question number 10. The diagram below shows a cross-section of land. Numbers show 4 zones in the diagram. Which set of labels below accurately identifies the zones that are shown? Option A, 1, unsaturated zone, 2, surface water zone, 3, groundwater zone, and 4, the water table. B, 1, the groundwater zone, 2, the unsaturated zone, 3, the water table, or 4, surface water. And C, 1, unsaturated zone, 2, groundwater zone, 3, water table, and 4, surface water. Question 11. The Gulf Stream is a warm ocean current in the North Atlantic that flows from the Gulf of Mexico northeast along the U.S. coast and then and from there to the British Isles. The Gulf Stream has a strong effect on the climate patterns in the British Isles. Which climate pattern can be attributed to the Gulf Stream current? 1. Summer in Great Britain is warmer and wetter than other places of similar latitudes. Or 2. Winter in Great Britain is colder and drier than other places of similar latitudes. Question number 12. Which of these properties of water helps moderate the weather of coastal areas? High specific heat, neutral pH, or floats as a solid? Question number 13. Water can hold a large amount of heat. Which effects do oceans have on nearby land areas? 1. They prevent rapid extreme temperature changes. 2. They form high-pressure areas that cause magma currents. Or 3. They lower the freezing point of fresh water. Solar radiation provides more heat near the equator than near the poles on Earth. The greatest amount of heat is moved away from the equator by ocean currents, surface winds, or tectonic plates. The Great Ocean Conveyor Belt shows the flow pattern of deep sea density currents. See the graph below. Which statement best describes an effect caused by these currents? A. They influence climate by distributing energy from the sun, or B. They control the occurrence of low and high tides. Question 16. The Gulf Stream current travels from the equator towards Europe. If the Gulf Stream stops flowing, what environmental change would most likely occur? Land masses in North Atlantic would have colder climates. Water temperatures in the North Atlantic Ocean would be much hotter, or most of Europe would be flooded because of high or rising sea levels. Question 17. The figure shows many of the components of a typical watershed. Which of the following would happen if precipitation increased within the watershed boundary? The water table would rise, some tributaries would disappear, boundaries of the watershed would expand. Question 18. When rainwater reaches Earth's surface, it can run off into the surface water bodies or infiltrate soil and rocks to become groundwater. Which of these surfaces would allow for the most runoff and least infiltration of rainwater? Cement, gravel, sand. Question 19. What is the primary energy source driving circulation of ocean currents on Earth? Solar heating or planetary rotation? Question 20. The mixing of cold Arctic Ocean water with warm surface Atlantic currents off the northwest coast of Europe causes which effect? Sinking of water as it circulates southwest, reversal of current direction back towards the European coast, or rapid evaporation and acceleration of currents towards the poles. Question 21. A scientist wants to track down contaminants moving in the Gulf Coast. The Gulf Stream. The Gulf Stream is a warm water current in the North Atlantic Ocean and is part of the North Atlantic Gyre. The gyre is influenced by the Coriolis effect. To follow the contaminants after it exits the Gulf Stream, the scientists need to know the characteristics of the North Atlantic Gyre. Which of these best describes the movement of the North Atlantic Gyre that scientists need to know? A clockwise movement or a counterclockwise movement? Question 20 and the beginning of your essay questions. All the questions that proceed will be essay or write-in/type in. Just a reminder, you may not Google any of these questions. I will know if you Google the answer because these are very specific to Ms. Bachover's class and what we have learned. Question 22. What two factors affects the density of water and how do they affect water? This is worth 4 points. What two factors affect the density of water and how do they affect the water or the density? Compare and contrast surface currents and deep currents. What forms them? How do they travel? 2 points for using full sentences, correct spelling, and correct grammar. 6 points total. Compare and contrast surface currents and deep currents. Question 24. List 2 ways groundwater can become depleted. 2 points. Compare and contrast spring tides and neap tides. Hint, Must tell me the moon phases during these tides, how often they happen, alignment of the moon, sun, and earth, and the effects of the tides. 2 points also for writing incomplete sentences, and they must be grammatically correct. Question 26, and your final question. Please tell me what a wetland is and describe 2 benefits of wetlands. 1 point for using correct spelling and grammar. All right, this is worth 4 points. This is the end of your read aloud. I hope that this was helpful as you completed your exam. Please do not forget to submit the exam. I'll have to grade the essay questions before you get your final score. Have a great day.